Howdy folks, this is Crypto for Cash. The cryptocurrencies that I talk about the most are the top three according to market cap: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. There's thousands of cryptos out there to choose from. So if you're a trader, you might enjoy trading some of the smaller market cap coins because of their increased volatility. But for long-term investment, I'm more comfortable with the top three. I expect over 90% of these crypto projects to fail, and there's new projects coming out all the time. The most successful crypto of the future may not have even been thought of yet, but for now, the one that makes the most sense to me is XRP because of its use case and speed, inexpensive transactions. Some say Bitcoin is more decentralized than XRP. And others say that XRP is more decentralized than Bitcoin. And to be perfectly honest, I don't care. Not even a little bit. I didn't invest in this market because of any ideology. I didn't do it to become part of any financial revolution. I invested in the projects that I believe will succeed and give a good return on my investment, and that's it. If you invest in the success of tomorrow, lots of people will say that you're wrong. But if you're right, you'll make a lot more money than if you had invested in a proven success of today. Bitcoin was the first. A lot of people who haven't heard of other cryptos have heard of Bitcoin. And for that reason alone, I like Bitcoin. Out of the thousands of crypto projects out there, a lot of them depend on the Ethereum platform to run. And for that reason, I like Ethereum. Now, I believe that banks and financial institutions and governments will all be using XRP as a bridge currency. For that reason, along with the fact that Ripple is working closely with regulators, I like XRP. Now, I've noticed there seems to be more maximalists with Bitcoin and XRP than any other coin. It seems that Bitcoiners focus on their hatred for XRP more than their love for Bitcoin. And it seems that sometimes XRP maximalists are more focused on the shortcomings of Bitcoin than they are XRP. Both of these projects are investments to me. I like them both. Just for fun, I thought I'd focus on some of the back and forth arguments between the two. XRP maximalists say that Bitcoin is too slow, and it is slow. But it really doesn't matter as a store of value. Bitcoin was first, and it's probably the most recognizable and always will be. And Bitcoin is a great investment, and that's what matters to me. Bitcoin maxis like to say that banks won't use XRP because it's too volatile. Well, there's almost zero volatility in a 3-second XRP transaction. Our current system takes 3 or 4 days to settle. There's a lot of volatility within the US dollar over a 3 or 4 day period. XRP folks like to point out that Bitcoin mining takes a lot of electricity and it's bad for the planet. Well, the biggest Bitcoin mining facility in the world is being built right here in Texas, with $150 million invested based on the success of Bitcoin. To me, that's an indication of a good investment. Bitcoiners say that there's only 21 million Bitcoin compared to 100 billion XRP. Well, with 1 million drops in one XRP and 100 million Satoshis in one Bitcoin, drops outnumber Satoshis 47 to 1. So if a $47,000 Bitcoin equals a $1,000 XRP, well, that sounds great to me. Just remember, just like CNN is biased against the right, and Fox is biased against the left, Bitcoin maximalists and XRP maximalists are biased. People can sound convincing when they're giving you facts, but if they're biased, you're only getting the facts from one side of the story. So do your research. Make sure that your investment is based on what you believe, and don't be persuaded by one side of the story if you haven't heard the other side. Bitcoin has recently been described as old and clunky. Well, Bitcoin was the first, but it's only 11 years old. and that's barely getting started as a brand new asset class. The last time we had a new asset class was with the creation of bonds in the 1700s. Bitcoin is just getting started. And when it comes to digital assets, what does clunky even mean? I don't know. It's said that XRP is a security and highly centralized. Ripple is working closely with government regulators. They've spent time and money lobbying Washington lawmakers and the White House. Even if they started out as security, they'll follow legal advice. They'll make changes if they have to, but they will not be classified as a security. If you're working with regulators, that's an easy problem to address. You simply make changes if you have to. For now, if Ripple went away tomorrow, XRP would still be here. Ripple may be centralized, but XRP is not. And even if it was, it's a good investment for me. Either way, I believe Ripple and XRP has a bright future, and so does Bitcoin and Ethereum. I believe we're just starting the next upcycle. And 2020 and 2021 will be very interesting for the entire crypto market. Looking over the history of Bitcoin, everyone who has held Bitcoin for 4 years has made a massive return on their investment. It doesn't even matter when you entered the market. If you've held for 4 years, you've done very well. It's really too soon to know, but in the short time that Bitcoin has been around, it seems to go in 4-year cycles. If you hold Bitcoin at all-time highs, you're at the top or the end of an upcycle and the beginning of a down cycle. That means you're likely to enter a 2-year bear market or down cycle, followed by sideways action until it starts to trend slowly upwards, which would be the beginning of a bull market. And that's where I believe we are right now. That would mean that if history repeats itself, we'll be reaching all-time highs within the next 1.5 or 2 years, completing a 4-year cycle. In my opinion, now is a great time to be in cryptocurrency. Just as a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor, and these are just my opinions. Vic Wilburn Photography. They can be found on Facebook at Vic Wilburn Photo. So check them out. So good luck. Thanks for listening to Crypto for Cash.